So hi yogis, welcome to today's Park Yoga Short. I'm Carly. I take Park Yoga in the Southampton Common every Sunday. And this is Teddy, my dog, and this is Connie, my friend's dog, who I'm looking after. No doubt they'll be joining us today for this practice. So today's Park Yoga Short is going to be a 20-minute video completely for beginners. So if you have never ever done yoga before, or you've done it before and you'd like some of the classic basic moves simplified for you so that you get a better understanding of it, then this is definitely the class for you. So a little bit about Park Yoga before we start. Park Yoga is a charity-run organisation. We're able to get this to you based on donations. So if you really like this video and you want to donate, please go onto the Facebook page and donate. So we'll get started. So dress yourself in comfy clothes, get yourself a yoga mat, and then once you're ready, come back to the video and we'll get started. Come on then, you two. Let's move you over here. That's it. You can sit there, but you're going to have to stay out of the way today, okay? So we are going to start. You won't need any blocks, you won't need anything, any straps or anything like that today. We're going to start by sitting in a very comfortable seated posture. So I'm cross-legged because this is the most comfortable posture for me. If you want to sit on your knees, please do. If you want to sit without your legs out long, then please do. But we're going to take a nice comfortable seated posture so that we can connect with the breath. So get yourself comfy, bring your hands onto your knees and roll your chest open. Take a big breath in through the nose and a big breath out of the nose. So we're going to do a simple connection with the breath. So draw your belly in towards your spine, and with an inhale, fill up through the nose. And then with an exhale, empty out through the nose. So your chest is open, your shoulders are relaxed, and you're just feeling that breath come in through the nostrils and out through the nostrils. Nothing more complicated than breath awareness in through the nose and out through the nose. So any of those thoughts that are coming into your mind, just move them, put them outside of your mat and focus on your breath. Open the heart on the inhale. Soften your body on the exhale. Now we're going to start to follow a thread. So imagine you've got a thread connected from your belly, your heart to the crown of the head. Inhale up that thread, belly, heart, crown of the head. Crown of the head, heart, belly. That's it, you got it. This thread, belly, heart, head. And head, heart, belly. So at this point, we're not trying to stop our thoughts. We're just trying to focus them in on the breath. So take two more exactly like that. Belly breath, belly, heart, head. Head, heart, belly. One more full round. And then when you finish, just allow yourself to be nice and comfortable, nice and relaxed. Bring your hands to your heart, take a little bow, and welcome yourself into your short practice. Namaste, everybody. So what we do with the breath there is we're calming down the heart rate. We're calming down the mind. Come on, Connie. And we are finding a balance between an active posture and a more centered breathing and calm mind. That's what we're going to do with our practice. So we're going to start by opening up the chest and the neck. So stay in your seated posture. And when you're ready, interlace the fingers and take a big breath in, lift. Palms to the ceiling, this is flying mountain. So with an exhale then, bend the elbows, lower the hands towards the crown of the head. So you find that nice connection now between the inhale and the lift. And the exhale and the lower. Now feel free, you can breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Or you can breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Do whatever feels best for you. Don't worry if you can't connect the breath to the movement, just give it a go. So inhale, lift. And this time, exhale to release the hands back, interlace the fingers, and just draw the shoulder blades towards each other. Pop open the chest. Lovely. So take a little round with the neck. Take a little bit of movement. Really easy. Whatever feels comfortable. You can roll it one way. You can roll it another. Just loosening up the neck and the chest. As you bring the chin down to the chest, take it high, and then round, all the way round. Now bring your hands, shake them out. We're going to make a big circular movement with the hands. So with an inhale, bring the back of the hands together, lift up. And with an exhale, out of the mouth, make a big circle. That's it. Inhale, lift, draw the belly to the spine, lift the hands up towards the sky, and then exhale out. One more. And exhale out. Lovely. We're going to come into a side stretch. So bring your right hand onto the mat, and with an inhale, lift up into the left. And then plant your hand on the floor, bend that elbow and reach over. So both your bottoms are on the floor and you're stretching from your hip to your shoulder into the fingers. Inhale, raise. And exhale, reach over. So it's a nice fluid motion. Don't overthink it. Take it high on the inhale and take it low on the exhale. Lovely. One more. So a full inhale. Don't rush the breath. And then a full exhale over. And then take both the hands nice and high. Hands to touch. And then exhale. Bring your right hand towards your left knee. You can hold on to it or you can put the back of the hand on it. I'm going to take the back of the hand to mine. Inhale, lift through the crown. And then look over that back shoulder. So your chest is lifted, the crown is lifted, the spine is nice and straight, and the exhale squeezes the tension out of the back. Now don't overdo it, just do what's comfortable. So do maybe 80% of what's good. So inhale, lift. And exhale, squeeze and take yourself round nice and gently. Now inhale, lift. We're going to switch sides. So either hold on to that knee or back of the hand on the knee. It's entirely up to you. Draw the belly to the spine, lift. And then take a twist all the way around. Just making sure Teddy doesn't move my speaker. Take a breath in. And then exhale, squeeze round. That's it, one more. And then bring yourself to a nice, comfortable seated posture. Lovely. So roll out your shoulders, wiggle your neck. Everything's a little bit more freer. And we're going to come into our box position. So bring yourself into your box position. With your box position, you want your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips, and we're going to do what's called a cat and a dog or a cat and a cow. So with the inhale, the tailbone is going to come towards the sky and the heart is going to come forward and up. So your belly is going to come towards the floor. And with an exhale, you're going to push between the hands and draw your belly back towards your spine, rounding that back. So now it's a balance between the two. The inhale, hips lift, heart opens, fill up the lungs. And an exhale, draw the belly towards the spine, round the back. Do two more. So you're waking up the spine, get that energy flowing through the spine. And we've got Hasta Bandha here. So Hasta Bandha is where your hands touch the floor and you've got that lovely grounding motion, that lifting up from the ground, from your hands into your elbows to the shoulders. One more. And exhale round. Now bring yourself into a nice neutral spine. So it's nice and straight like a tabletop. And we're going to come into our half dog. So pad your hands forward. This is Anahatasana. So you've got your hips above your knees. Your hands are forward and just draw your chest towards the floor with the exhale. So tip your tailbone just like you did in that dog tilt earlier. Or hollow the belly. Oh, hello, Connie. Come on, over there for a second. That's it. I'll give you cuddles in a minute. Connie, over here, darling. Over here. Come on, over here. So, if you're in this nice position and you've got your chest towards the floor, you might have a dog in your face, just like I do. Oh, Connie, that is so cute, but I'm in the middle of a video. That's it. Bring your chest towards the floor. Now, if you are particularly tight in your chest, then move up. And move out. Connie, not now. And just balance between the two. Move in and move out. That's it. Oh, lovely, Connie, lovely. And bring your chest towards the floor. And now pad yourself back up. And we're going to come into a toe pose. So tuck your toes under. Bring your knees together and just sit back on the toes. Now, if this is really, really, really uncomfortable, then bring yourself up and then bring yourself back down. Okay, but if you're not so, if it's okay and you can handle it, then you just open the toes and just opening up, getting that blood flow towards the feet. Interlace the fingers and then take a nice figure of 8. Cool. So we're going to come into downward facing dog. You two going to leave me alone for a second? You think? Or am I going to have to shut you inside? It's too hot, isn't it? Come on, over here. Go and play. So bring your hands down onto the mat and I'll talk you through a downward facing dog. Spread your fingers, tuck your toes and just walk it out. So you've got your hips nice and high. Your feet are about, imagine you can get 2 feet in between your feet. So that's the gap you're sort of looking for. Spread your hands. And lift your tailbone up towards the sky. And then look between those thumbs, take a breath in. And then relax the neck and look between the knees. So draw your chest towards your thighs. Your heels will no doubt be much higher than mine, but walk it. So walk the feet, walk the knees. You do not need to stay still. So move as much as you want to. The more movement you can get, the more pressure you can take out of the body. So deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. So active body and nice calm breath. That's it, steady, one more. And then you can place one foot, let's say the left foot, in between the hands, and then the right foot in between the hands. And we're going to do a forward fold. Now bend your knees, bring your toes together. If you're unbalanced, then have your feet apart. If you're nice and balanced, then have those toes together and bend your knees. You do not have to have straight legs. So if your legs will not, if you cannot touch the floor and you find yourself here, bend your knees and get your belly on your thighs and then touch the floor. And then you can hang and you can release the back and you can release the quads, the hamstrings. But you do not need to have straight legs. So put your belly on your chest, touch the floor and let everything hang. The neck hang, the pressure off the back. And then to raise up, bring those knees back and ragdoll. So draw your spine up piece by piece. As you pop that chest open, feel that breath in the heart. Lift through the crown and take a couple of breaths. Really good. So this is a snapshot of some classic poses. So I'm going to take you back into our warriors now. So take your left foot back, step it back. And if you're new and you're feeling a bit unbalanced, then have your heels apart. So one heel, you've got some space in your pelvis. You don't need to have your heels in the same line. That makes it a little bit more challenging. So have your heels apart. Right toes pointed forward, left toes in, and then start to put your hands on your hips and bend into that front knee. So you might be up here to start off with, but the aim is eventually, the more you come into it, the more you can move that foot forward, the more you can sink into that front knee. Have your pelvis square to the mat and just sink into that lunge. Lovely. So warrior 1 here is where we lift our hands nice and high. You might have your hands apart. You might feel comfortable to bring your hands together and index finger nice and high. That's it. Now take a few breaths, conscious breaths. Once your pelvis opens and you sink into that front knee. Check that your knee is going towards your little toe and you've got a lovely opening in the pelvis. Take one more breath and we're going to come into warrior 2. So release the hands here and have your pelvis nice and wide to the long end of the mat and run energy from one middle finger to the other with your spine nice and long. Now when you're a beginner, it's very tempting to lean forward here. So make sure, take an inhale and on the exhale you sink down into the pelvis rather than forward. We're sinking down, that's it. You'll feel that lovely opening in the pelvis. Take one more breath and exhale down. Hands to hip and then bring your feet nice and square. Hold on to those hips, take a breath in. And like someone's pulling your chest forward, just reach forward, bend the hips and just allow yourself to fold down. Now you might find yourself here hanging, in which case drop your head, but you might be able to just touch the floor and let the hips come high and let the crown get nice and low. This is your bowing triangle. So ground down through the toes, spread the toes, lift the hips nice and high. Take a few breaths. Just let all that fresh blood go into your brainstem. Really good for getting rid of headaches and brain fog. And then bring your hands to your hips and we will lift back up. Cool. Good work. Now we're going to the left side. So turn the left foot now to the short end of the mat and bring that right foot out. So you've got space. It's like you are, that's how it's described to me once, rather than having your feet on one train track, you've got them on 2 separate train tracks. So there's some space in your pelvis. We're going to come into warrior one. So first of all, make any adjustments with that foot to sink, square hips. So you've got the edges of your hips facing the edges of the mat, and then take a sink. See how comfortable that is as you come into your warrior base, and then raise the hands. Inhale. You're going to have your hands nice and wide, or you can bring them together and point up towards the sky. So draw the belly in, ground everything up, suck it all up. Take a couple of nice easy breaths with that energy coming up from the ground. One more inhale. And then an exhale to release the hands and come into warrior two. So bend into that front knee, look over your front middle finger, look over your back middle finger, relax the shoulders and pull back. And then sink down. Lovely, one more. And sink down. And then bring your hands towards your hips. Bring your feet in together. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. And we are going to come into our tree pose to close today. So we've done a nice little warm up, a little bit of warriors, and we're going to close on a balancing posture. So balancing is tricky. The older we get, the harder it becomes. And it's really important to keep at it so that we can protect ourselves, protect our bones, our focus. So many benefits of continuing to practice a balancing, even if we find it difficult. So no expectations, drop all your expectations. And we're going to focus on three things. We're going to squeeze the pelvic floor, draw the belly to spine. We're going to focus on the breath. And then look at something ahead of you which is not moving. Now relax. We're going to come into tree pose. So we're going to start on the right side. We're going to start with layer one. So layer one is where you bring your right toes onto the floor and move that so you can see my feet, and bring your heel into your ankle. So this is tree layer one. And if you're here, breathe. Focus on that thing that's not moving, and then focus on your breath like we did earlier. Belly, heart, crown of the head on the inhale. Crown of the head, heart, belly. If you want to go a little bit higher, you can take that foot into your calf, challenge your balancing. Follow that thread of breath, belly, heart, crown of the head. Crown of the head, heart, belly. And if you want to go a little tiny bit higher, you can lift it up, concrete it onto the inside of your thigh. Bring your hands together, and all those same techniques apply. Squeeze the pelvic floor, belly to spine. Follow the breath, that thread. Focus on something in front of you that isn't moving. It's called our dristi. The yogis call that our dristi. One more round of breath. And exhale, head, heart, belly. Lovely. When you're ready to come out, bring your feet down together. Raise your hands nice and high. And close off that side, hands to heart. Good. We'll start on the next side. We'll do each layer at a time. So inhale, open the hands, and bring your left toes onto the floor now with your heel into your ankle. So pelvis is open, knee is open. Squeeze the pelvic floor, belly to spine, so you're zipping up that middle. Open the chest. And then follow that thread. If you're comfy, if you're wobbling, stay here and just keep practicing it. Keep practicing it. If you think, no, do you know what, I'm going to challenge myself today, then bring your foot up a little bit higher. If you wobble, you can always go back down. If you don't wobble, you can stay here. Enjoy the challenge. Follow your thread of breath. And if you want a little bit more challenge, you can take your foot up inside your thigh. See where you get to. Leave your hands open or bring your hands to heart and squeeze your pelvic floor, belly towards the spine. That's Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, as we zip up the inside of our body. Follow the breath. And focus your gaze, your dristi. You know, if you're wobbling, it doesn't matter. When we wobble, all our muscles suck into our bones. They all activate. And that's how we balance. So wobbling is getting you towards your balance. One more breath. And then release that foot down. Raise your hands nice and high. Watch them float up. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart to close your practice this morning or this evening, whenever you're doing it. Take a little bow to yourself. Well done for taking this practice. You know, the hardest bit with yoga is coming to the mat. You came to the mat. You did the work. Good start. We'll see you again at another Park Yoga. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.